You can add $100,000 to the price of a new home without really noticing. One upgrade at a time, sitting in a nice office, picking finishes. So today, let's talk about which of those upgrades actually come back to you when you sell, and which ones just feel good for a year or two. Hi, I'm Nathan Richter, a licensed real estate agent serving St. Albert and the Greater Edmonton area. I've spent 25 years on the construction side of real estate, custom home building, renovations, and currently running a restoration company that handles new home warranty work and condo restoration. So when I walk you through the buying process, I'm bringing both the agent's lens and the builder's eye to the conversation. Let's get into it. So at this point in the series, you have picked your city, your community, and your builder, and you found your lot. Now you're sitting down to actually contract the home. And this is where it gets expensive fast. You're gonna have your standard options, the finishes that come included, and then you're gonna have upgrades. A lot of upgrades. The whole game here is knowing where to put your money, because some of it comes back to you at resale and some of it really does not. So let's break it down. Let's start with the upgrades that tend to hold their value. Number one is ceiling height. Most of the quality builders are already doing 9-foot ceilings on the main floor as a standard. Where you can add real feel is going up from the standard 8-foot on the basement and the second floor. Taller ceilings open up the whole floor plan, and buyers feel it the second they walk in, even if they cannot name why. In the same family, volume features a vaulted ceiling or an area that is open to the second floor with a loft above it. Those create the wow moment and they photograph well, which matters when you eventually sell. Next, your countertops. Quartz or natural stone over laminate. Most of the better builders are already putting stone in now anyway, but if it is an upgrade, it is one of the easier ones to justify because buyers expect it and laminate dates a kitchen very quickly. Then the trim and finishing details. Oversized baseboards and trim give a home a more finished, higher end feel for relatively little money. Upgraded tile and flooring fall here too. And one quiet tip, lean neutral on your color schemes and your permanent finishes, unless this is genuinely your forever home and you're building for yourself. Neutral sells, bold specific taste narrows your buyer pool later. Now here's the category most buyers miss, and it is the one I care about most as a builder. These are the things that cost almost nothing to do now while the walls are open and a fortune to add later. A good quality builder will often include a lot of these, but you should be asking for them by name. Extra blocking. That is just extra wood in the walls so you have something solid to mount to later. Behind your TV, behind where your cabinets hang, your toilet accessories, where you might add a grab bar one day, extra receptacles where you actually want them, so you're not living with the extension cords, rough-in for central vac, an AC coil in the rough-in for air conditioning, even if you're not installing it on day one, a gas line rough-in for a range or a future barbecue, a bathroom rough-in in the basement, which is pretty much standard now, but that's so you can finish it later without having to open up extra concrete, conduit or a pull string for future wiring, a 240-volt outlet in the garage if there's any chance of an electric vehicle, and your data and smart home wiring. None of these are exciting. All of them are cheap while the home is being framed and brutally expensive once it is finished and lived in. This is exactly the kind of thing a construction-minded set of eyes catches for you at the contract stage. Quick aside, I put all of this into a new build upgrade priority checklist, what tends to return value, and the cheap rough-ins to lock in before the walls close. If you want it, send me the word upgrades through any of the contact options in the description, text, email, or call, and I'll send it over. Helping people spend their build budget in the right places is part of what I do, so happy to get it to you. Now, a word on custom versus following one of the builder's existing plans. There's nothing wrong with taking one of the builder's plans and personalizing it. In fact, for most buyers, that is the smart move because the plan is already priced, already proven, and the trades already know how to build it. Where people get into trouble is changing everything. Moving walls, redrawing layouts, chasing one custom idea after another until they have quietly added $100,000 and a lot of time without realizing it. So be intentional. Pick the handful of changes that genuinely matter to how you live and let the rest of the plan be the plan. This is where having someone in your corner who has actually built homes pays for itself. I can look at a change you're excited about and tell you whether it is a $5,000 tweak or a $50,000 chain reaction before you commit to it. Here's the big one to keep in your head the entire time. The base price is not the price. That attractive sticker number on a spec or base model is the starting point. Before upgrades, sometimes before the lot premium, sometimes before landscaping or a deck. But the time you've added the upgrades that matter, the real number can be well above the headline. So budget for the finished cost from the start, not the base, and you'll not get blindsided. And here's the part that surprises people the most, because it's not even inside the home. A lot of the real costs sit outside the contract entirely. Landscaping, front and back, a fence, a deck, and sometimes the driveway. And window coverings for a whole house full of brand new windows, which on its own can run several $1,000s. Appliances may or may not be included, so you need to ask and how much the budget they have for them. None of that is usually in the base sticker, and together it adds up fast. So when you build your budget, build in the outside cost of the window coverings, not just the home itself. One more thing worth asking about early, your timeline. Do not guess at your move-in date. Ask the builder for a realistic possession date and ask what can push it. Weather, trades, and supply delays are all normal on a new build. Knowing that up front saves you from lining up a sale or lease around a date that moves. Now some genuinely good news that works in your favor, especially if this is your first home. There is a new first-time homebuyer's GST rebate. For a qualifying first-time buyer, it can eliminate the GST. That is the 5% federal tax on a new home valued up to $1 million. That is worth up to $50,000, and there is a partial relief between $1 and $1.5 million as well. Here in Alberta, we only have the GST. There's no separate provincial sales tax on top, so that 5% is the whole thing. That is a real number on a new build, and a real reason to look closely at the timing of your purchase. The rules have specific dates and conditions, so confirm your own eligibility with a tax professional or your lawyer. But do not leave that money on the table if it applies to you. So when you sit down to contract your new home, put your money where it comes back to you, lock in the cheap rough-ins while the walls are open, be intentional about customization, budget the finished price, and check whether that GST rebate applies to you. If you want a second set of eyes on your build contract, the kind that has actually built homes, that is exactly what I do. And on a new build, the builder pays the commission, not you. So reach out by text, email, or call. The info is in the description. In the next video, I walk through the build itself, what to look for at every single stage of construction. Subscribe so you don't miss it. We put out new videos every week. And comment or message upgrades if you want that checklist. See you in the next one.